Hello guys, and welcome back to the Cedi Investor. So if you are new to this channel, the goal of this channel is to promote investing in Ghana. Regardless of your age or income, I want to really push the narrative that investing is a smart way to make money in Ghana that I think a lot of people are sleeping on. So being it treasury bills, stocks, mutual funds, any other forms of investment in Ghana, my mission or my goal is to try and push that out to people, to show especially the younger generation that it is possible to legally make money by investing smartly in Ghana. Also, I recently just started a new portfolio. There's an investment portfolio that I like to call the Cedi Fund. I'm always doing a portfolio update, trying to show you guys what I'm investing in this particular portfolio, and it's also to show you guys that yes, you can start from scratch regardless of if you have 1 million Ghana cedis or maybe 100 Ghana cedis or 1,000 Ghana cedis. So if you are interested in this type of video, make sure to subscribe down below. Also, I really appreciate it if you could share the video to people you think might be interested. Thank you so much. So in today's video, we have another portfolio update. We are going to go over the portfolio and see how it performed over the week. We are almost at the end of the month, so we are going to go over some of the stocks and see how they performed, and I'll give my thoughts on that. So let's get into it. So starting off with notable market performances, we have the top gainers for the week. We have GCB, Standard Chartered Bank, EcoBank, and Societe Generale, all parts of the top gainers for the week. We have GCB now trading at 10 Ghana cedis, Standard Chartered at 27.88, EcoBank at 8.7, Societe Generale at 2.06. Now I'm going to make a separate video giving my thoughts on each of the banks, and I would really go in depth and analyze all of them to understand if they are overvalued, undervalued. And at the end of that particular video, I'll also give my thoughts on the best banks that, in my opinion, you need to have in your portfolio. So if you're interested in that type of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. So looking at the top losers for the week, it really resembles my Cedi Fund portfolio, just because all the companies that had a reduction in price this particular week are companies that I personally own. So it really hits hard on me today. We have MTN now trading at 2.93 Ghana cedis. We have Enterprise Group as well. I made a video about them just this week, and it's now trading at 2.85 Ghana cedis, still up 43%. And then Farmok now trading at 4 cedis 10 pesos and up 10.81 Ghana cedis. So seeing that these companies all lost value during this past week, let's go over the Cedi Fund and see how it's looking like. So looking at the Cedi Fund, we can see that it's still in the red. Since I started this YouTube channel, the Cedi Fund has been looking bad and bad and bad. Now this will discourage a lot of investors, and I think these are periods where I need to really highlight what is happening, because as an investor, you are not going to only see good days where your portfolio is going up and up and up and you look like a genius. But I think during this period where your portfolio is going down and it's declining, these are the periods you really need to highlight it out to people. That's if you are doing a YouTube channel, because I think these are the periods where you can really feel frustrated and you feel like maybe what you are doing is wrong and you shouldn't have even started in the first place. But my key principles are, it comes back to the fundamentals. What was my reasoning for buying these companies? If they are fundamentally still strong and the price is going down, it really just gives me an opportunity to still buy more of these stocks at a cheaper price, if that makes sense. So let's go through each of these companies, and I'm going to give my thoughts on it, if I still think it's fundamentally undervalued, overvalued, or they are companies that I should be selling out of my portfolio. Let's start off with MTN Ghana. We can see that I picked up about 66 shares this past week. It was trading at 2.93, so my market value in MTN is currently about 1,400 Ghana cedis, and I would love to really bring my average share price down. If I can bring it to around 3 Ghana cedis, around 2.99, I think that would really be good for me. But then it only makes sense to do that if MTN is still fundamentally strong, or if it's still a company that I do believe in. Looking at the trailing 3 months, we can see MTN's revenue chart. And look at this trend in terms of revenue. Like, so massively growing its revenue and at a very high rate. Like, look at this trend. On an average, the company is growing its revenue by 1 billion Ghana cedis every single quarter, and that's really amazing to see. On a free cash flow basis, we can also see that the company is continuously growing its free cash flow. For free cash flow, the higher the trend, the cheaper the company is for you as a shareholder. So right now, on a free cash flow basis, the company is at the cheapest level it has been apart from 2024. If you look at the free cash flow per share, and that is the free cash flow divided for you as a shareholder, how much you're getting of that free cash flow, you can see the same trend. It's not really that different from the normal free cash flow, and we can see that it was also at the cheapest level apart from 2024. One thing that I would say is that the free cash flow growth is a little bit very volatile, with some months being very high, some months being very low. So I would want that trend to be like an upward trend, just like the rest. So I think that's one area that I will criticize on MTN. When we look at PE ratio, we can see that MTN is trading at the highest it has ever been in terms of PE ratio, or price to earning ratio. So when you're looking at the PE, MTN is not really at the cheapest level you could have gotten it over the past 5 years. So looking at it from any standpoint, we can see that MTN might be a little bit overvalued, but because of its strong earnings, we do expect that the fundamentals of the company will eventually match the share price of the company. In terms of return on equity and return on assets, we can see that MTN is way above the industry average, returning about 50+% each year in terms of equity, and about 13% plus. I think the industry average is about like 30% for return on equity and about 5 to 6% on return on assets. So we above that. So after going through MTN's financials, I still believe the company is one of the strongest company on the Ghana Stock Exchange. And yes, I'm not going to lie, this company is a company you could have bought a little bit cheaper 2 to 3 years ago. But because the company is continuously growing its revenue, I do expect that the fundamentals are going to match up to the price sooner rather than later. So yeah, that's my thoughts on MTN. I think it presents fair value, and over the next 5 to 10 years, I think the company is going to grow it a lot. Looking at Farmo Ghana, we have the company now trading at a current share price of 4.1, and then currently at the loss of 1.4 Ghana cedis. In terms of the type of company I like to buy, Farmwork is a little bit of an outlier. Looking at their revenues, the company was actually a slower growth company in terms of revenue for the past few years, with the company even seeing some dips in revenue. But over the past year, the company has really been changing its direction, and I think it's really moving into a positive limelight. They made a lot of changes in terms of the board, in terms of some of the key important figures in the company. One of the guys they brought in was Lionel, I hope I'm pronouncing it well, Parent, as the managing director, and I think since he's come in, he's done an amazing job. You can really see it in the revenues of the company. On a free cash flow basis, we can see that the company was very terrible about 5 years ago, but the past 3 years has been very, very amazing. And I think this is even one of the main reasons I started shifting towards the company. I could see the vision of the company trying to focus on increasing its revenue, trying to make the company more efficient and more profitable, and also to really grow value for more investors. And yes, definitely this 3 years is not enough to really see that it's a high quality company. So I think that's where I'll probably say it differs a lot from the other types of companies that I like to invest in. So I'll probably have to give them more time to see if they can continuously grow this free cash flow. But on a free cash flow basis, currently we can see that it's trading at the cheapest level for you as a shareholder. So from everything that we've seen from Farmwork, I would really say that I'm a little bit on the fence on this particular company. Its past performances has not really boded well for the company, and I can see why some investors might not be feeling a little bit comfortable investing in this particular company. But I think most of my reasoning for buying this company is really based on current performances and my expectations of them moving forward. Now, looking at even the net income, we can see that for the past even in 2020 2021 they were actually making losses, and it was really in 2023 after the new appointments where they made a whole new changes in especially their board, their directors. And that's where a lot of changes came, especially in terms of the marketing of the product and really making the company as efficient as possible to really focus on profitability for shareholders. And we can see from 2023, even currently, the 12-month trailing, they are currently up about 59 million Ghana cedis. So I'm still quite bullish on farm milk, and even though I can understand why some investors might not really feel the same way, and even though it doesn't really fit my portfolio in terms of the high quality, I really do believe that this company, in terms of consumer staples, is one of the best I can have in my portfolio, and I'll probably be looking way more into the company. But as for now, I'll still be keeping it in my portfolio. Now, moving on to Enterprise Group, I made a video about Enterprise. So I'm not really going to really spend a lot of time on it in this particular video, but it also went down and it's currently trading at 2.85 Ghana cedis. Now, I made a whole video explaining my whole thoughts on Enterprise Group. You can watch that if you're interested, but I believe this company has a lot of competitive edge when it comes to the insurance company in Ghana. Funny enough, the insurance part of the business is not really performing as well as I would like, but every other area of the business is just too good for me, in terms of the real estate, in terms of the trustee, in terms of the transitions, the life assurance, the pension and the acacia part of its business. I think everything they are doing is wonderful. In terms of free cash flow, they are continuously growing it, revenue continuously growing it. So I'm still quite bullish on Enterprise Group. I don't mind having it in my portfolio, and as you guys can see, over the past week I added about 341 shares into the portfolio. So it's now one of my biggest positions apart from MTN, and I'm looking forward to having this in the portfolio for a very long time. However, one big is that is affecting Enterprise Group at the moment is the new 15% tax that government is putting on non-life insurance. So I'm still waiting to see how that is going to affect the business of Enterprise. So I'll be looking forward to reading their Q2 and Q3 earnings report to really see how the figures are changing. So that's the end of today's video. We are almost at the end of June, and I think we are coming off to almost a month since I started this YouTube channel. It's amazing to see that I started this Cedi farm portfolio with about 1,000 Ghana cedis, and we are ending of June with almost 3,000 Ghana cedis. We are still in massive losses, but I think this really shows the power of like setting aside money for future use. You might have 100 Ghana cedis, 200 Ghana cedis, and you might think, oh, it's not really a lot of money, but just putting that money aside, maybe investing it into treasury bills, even just keeping it in your bank, a fixed deposit, a mutual fund, or even just buying stocks, it could really add up. And I think over the time you can really start to see the changes, because when we started this portfolio, we were about 1,000 Ghana cedis, and the portfolio size is now up about 3,000 Ghana cedis. So I think that's just amazing to see. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like. It really tells YouTube that you enjoy this video so that you can push it out to more people. And also, please share this video to other people. My goal is to reach about 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. Thank you so much. Also, comment down below what you are currently buying. I would love to really communicate with you guys, especially on your portfolio. If there's a particular company you are buying, if you want to get into investing, are you investing into stocks, mutual funds, treasury bills? I would really love to know. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.